Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome to Facebook live stream. I was going to say, aren't you all a sight for sore eyes? But I can't see you. So I am your sight for sore eyes. Hello, it is me, Marissa. We have not done a live stream together, you and I, since December when I had really bad audio on my phone. I hope the audio is better because I am using my coworker Lasha's phone. Lasha, you met last week. She's very lovely. She is doing the role of our community project coordinator, so she's going to be on these lives all the time. And so is Ollie, but our two friends are not here today. Today you have me, and you have the talented and beautiful and lovely and funny and all of the above artist Kate with us today too. So we're gonna do a live stream. It's been a hot minute since Kate and I have done a workshop together. We're also alone and unsupervised, Kate and I, so it could be wild. You're in for a treat. We're going to do block printing today. So it's kind of like techniques with lino cut and block printing are very similar, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it. We're going to be carving in rubber stamps. So technically it's like a lino cut technique, but I'll talk about that, show you some things, and then we'll get into the workshop. But before, Kate has a lovely intro for you all. I'm gonna flip you around. Oh, hi, Kate.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Marissa. Hello,
Hi.
Marissa. Hello, Marissa.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Say hi 3 more times. What do you have?
I'm trying to wake up the same way as everyone else on Friday, I think. And I say happy Friday, but I'm not there yet. I'm still waking up.
It's still Friday. We'll be happy at the
Friday.
end of this. What do you have for us?
I have a very sweet artist here, autobiography and beautiful pictures that I want to show. Also, I wanted to pay more attention to artists that are in the store. We got a new group that just graduated not a long time ago. And the new group started in Artbeat on 62 Albert, which I'm waiting forward for the next graduation show. And sometimes I say I'm very sorry I cannot get to the shows and last show I was just not able to make to. But I'm honored to see all the artists yesterday. I was very happy to meet the group, and I think that's such a great combo.
Yeah, totally.
So I'll go with some autobiographies. We started with James, and then it kind of froze for a little bit, and then I got to that point.
Nice.
We were in a little bit of a change, and all that was definitely impacting what we're doing here. I have 2 prints from the same artist. I would read the small bio piece. It's not the whole bio, but I would read the first paragraph and the last paragraph, and then you're very welcome to come and read bios of other artists from the same group. And I chose Shoto Kiefer as the artist today because I think these are beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And we have the original piece that is called Fractured. It's right there on that wall.
Let me do a... Whoa. Painting. Right there. The original. But if you can't afford the original and you'd like to have a smaller version, go for the print.
And Lisa, who was organizing all that, it was the decision made by the groups, and it was a nice suggestion to have prints of artworks that would not be able to go to the store sometimes, or there is another reason. So some artists have the original painted for someone as a gift and still want to share with the world. So this piece, Rainbow Skies, we do not have it here in the store, but we have the print. So anyone is very welcome to come and purchase the prints here, or we have online store, but not each of the prints goes in the online store. So it's the best thing is to come in the actual store in Portage Place, 2nd floor, behind Delarama. Check out on the prints, and we're planning for a little bit of an additional space for the prints.
Ooh.
I really hope we can be done soon.
Yeah, so much work you can find here.
Because we have prints from the previous group as well, and these were great series of prints. And I would read a little bit here. And Shota Kiefer, born in Winnipeg in 2003, has been drawing for as long as they can remember. Starting with graphic design in school, they taught themselves digital techniques with the help of their partner and designed characters and other original pieces as gifts for friends. Since then, they have worked primarily digitally. Perfectionist by nature, I like working digitally because I can control everything down to the last pixel, says Shota. Still, Artbit has motivated me to branch out into physical art and into media other than drawing and painting, including ceramics. Even if I double down on digital work in the future, I'll continue experimenting with physical art. Shota eventually wants to learn more animation techniques, but for now is working on ways to control physical media. This includes manipulating watercolors, which they've combined with acrylic in some pieces. And the last paragraph, I am not showing the center. It's a special center, I'm not showing it.
Gotta come and read it yourself.
Artbeat has been eye-opening for me, Shota says. I'm finding inspiration in more places than previously, and I've done so much work during the last 6 months. It has actually changed my perception of the world.
Wonderful. Let's have a peek at those images again of Shoto's work. So this is Shoto's work. They have the fractured and then the moon. What's the moon
this
piece
is the
called?
Fractured.
Yeah.
And this is the rainbow skies.
Oh, beautiful. All right.
This is a beauty. And there is our stand, and we have prints and all other pieces that are flat in the stand to the right side of the store, but we're planning one more additional space, which could be a temporary display. It doesn't have to be a permanent one, but I would like to display all the prints from this group and the previous groups as well.
Oh, wonderful. All right. Well, I'll let you put that stuff on that there, and I will just put the camera to where I will be sitting, and I'll pop in and start talking about what we will be doing today. And I hope this is a good angle. I have a feeling you're going to see the back of my head a lot. I'll try my best not to have you see too much as I'm working like this. Hello. Hopefully you're able to see me in the frame. Kate is just cruising around getting some stuff settled. Kate, is there tape? I forgot to bring tape.
Or green tape is the best.
If you have green tape, yeah, that would be ideal.
Yeah, I'll get
Sweet.
it.
Nice. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about lino cut. And Kate, when you're on your way back, can you see if I'm in the frame? Or if,
Bernal
Whoa.
tools. Bernal tools.
That was cool. I hope you saw the little flash too. Here, I'll turn a little bit to myself as well, just while I'm talking, and then I'll move it over to there. So hi, how's it going? Nice to see you all. Welcome to our table. We're gonna do lino cut today. Lino cut is a really cool form of printmaking. It's basically making yourself your own rubber stamp, and you can have multiple ways of doing that. So, for example, we have a rubber stamp here showing off this little like snake thing. That is a way that you can get like rubber stamps made. So this easy, you have a stamp pad, stamp it, put it on your paper, you have your print. A really cool way that you are able to make your own prints is through carving and these techniques. So printmaking, lino cut is something that you can do multiple times, whereas something called a monoprint, like in the name, you can just do it once there. So with this though, it's normally made of a waterproof material that you can carve into. So I have two examples. This is actually a piece of linoleum, so like something you put on your floor for flooring. That's what this is. And you can see on the back, there's like this burlappy part here, and that's able for you to, I think just for over time to make sure that this doesn't crumble. That is the thing is with this type of linoleum, it can get very brittle and over time may even sort of snap on you. So this twine that's kind of made into it helps keep it for long term. What we're using today, this is just like a pink rubber. You can see I have a little bit of dirt on the back there from what I was showing off earlier to see if our transfer paper worked. But this is what we'll be carving in today. It's very, very soft. As you can see, I'm like kind of bending it and manipulating it and it's moving around. tools you'll need. Oh, sorry, one other thing. This is styrofoam. You can carve into this too to make your prints. This is just like something that you'll need maybe a different tool. You can use one of these speedball lino cutter tools. And from that, it's like similar idea where you'll either be pushing stuff down or using a tool to carve out your shapes. These are more inexpensive than say something like linoleum. But if you can't afford this, you can use a potato. Because potato stamping is kind of similar. It's not going to last as long as, say...
I would confirm, but I never did a potato stamp in my life.
Yeah, the potato stamping is more of just like a... it gets very messy and wet very fast. But I'll show you some examples of how my lino cuts have kind of come out in the past. I don't need that, so I'll throw it over there. Yeah, just toss. Do a little toss. Oh, it keeps going. So, for example, when you are carving linoleum or making your print, I'll show you here. So this is a piece of linoleum that I carved in the past. As you can see, we talked about this one before where we have, it's a little blurry. I'll try and get it focused there. We have that like burlappy bit on the back. So this is actually made in that more rigid version. But you can see while I've carved it, everything that I have there, it's in focus. Everything that I've left and everything that I've carved out is what's going to make the difference between what is black and what is sort of not printed. So with printmaking and this type of printmaking, it's really flat. So you have to figure out how you're able to create a little bit of dimension in your pieces. So with this, I've added like a lot of sort of ripple effects in the water. You can see here, rather than just making it a black blob, I've added in some hair to create this type of piece. Also, when you're printing, you can print on different types of paper to create sort of like different effects. So this I printed on some sort of handmade paper, and you can see a little bit of it coming through, and this one was printed just on sort of newsprint or yellow paper. So that's one version of a lino cut. One other type of linoleum, this type you can get, I believe you can get at Amazon and also Artist Emporium. This is a linoleum that you can carve on both sides. It's also very, very smooth to carve in as well, where we were talking before. This type of linoleum, a little bit trickier, a little harder, more fragile. Where this one, while you're carving, you're going to get things coming out in straight, smooth curls almost. With this as well, I kind of wanted to make sure that, you know, I had this whole square, and I wanted to put a sun in it. So here's an example of the sun that I printed. And something that you want to also make sure too is I could just have the sun in the middle and that's all, but what I wanted to do is try to use my full piece of the lino and continue creating an image from that. So I could just have this cut out as a perfect little sun stamp, have it in the middle, but because I kind of added and I used a very thin tool while I carved, I have all these other lines that come around it. So those are kind of like the two little bits that I'll show close to the camera. And now I will just go a little bit closer to our hands as we're carving and our table there. So we don't have to worry about, is my face in frame as I'm talking? Because it's very distracting. And now I can talk to you, Kate. Hi.
Hello, Jan. That's why I say several times hi, because we kind of go somewhere and come back.
Oh, all the time.
I wasn't even there.
No, I was just showing the camera. Now I'm like, okay, the camera's there. It's just there in the corner watching.
Okay, so I'm not going with the rules.
Oh, you are going with the rules?
No.
Nice. Well, this is the thing, is you can go with whatever you want. I don't know. I made this eye a long time ago, and I thought it was cool, but I didn't like exactly how it turned out. Mm-hmm. So I might do an eye, maybe, because then that's like a big thing I could do. Or I was contemplating doing words, which might take me a while.
And with words, it has to be the other way,
This
so
is
I'm
the
not sure
trick.
if it's something you want to do.
That might take a long time. But that is the good trick with what Kate said, where if you want to print words out, you're going to have to make sure that all your words are backwards, because anything that you print here, as you can see, it is the reflection of, so it like stamps in, and that's all. So That was one trick. But yeah, Kate, I can just show you. When's the last time you did some printmaking?
Oh, honestly, I did it 2 times in my life.
Ooh, that's
and it
fun.
was many years ago. It was Clara Hughes Carnival, and it was when 2013 or 14.
Oh my gosh.
A long time ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't remember even when, but it was a line cut of the elephant that I drew.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And it was a happy elephant.
Happy elephants are the best elephants. Yeah. You do like stencil cutting though, so it's similar. In a way, yeah. The thing is with the tools, this will be the other thing that I'm showing the camera again, so you can see my tools are here. And Kate is unwrapping her rubber stamp. So with these are the speedball tool. You're able to change this bit. You can also use an X-Acto blade. You can do it, Kate. And then how you change your blade, you twist this and pull it out, and then you can remove it and change to a bigger size. Personally, I really enjoy using the smaller one, just because I like having, like, as I've shown, finer detail work. I feel like that's kind of like the style I like working in, where I use like the whole bit of the square that I've cut out. You kind of gotta wipe it. It's a little sticky of plastic.
It feels like it.
Oh, one other thing I did, this is a cool one too, where I have this sun. This one I used 2 colors. So I did like a blue and a yellow as I inked it. So I kind of have like a little bit of a hybrid line there, which then it kind of adds a little bit more, dynamic. Well, I don't know. It's
very word like that.
Dynamicism. So when thinking about something you want to draw, I have this here because this is a great idea as well, is just using like coloring pages to get very simple lines. So this is some crazy like skull coloring page that we have there at Studio Central. Something though you want to remember is that you're only going to have 2 colors. It's going to be black, white, or red and white, the back of the paper. So in order, say, if I was going to do something like this, I would still look at this because there's a lot of really fine detail, and I would see like, what other things can I have in here that are going to be black still? So like even maybe like these waves I would kind of like color in, just so I can add more elements that are going to be like darker and kind of plan out my drawing that way. So like maybe those ones will be black, and then I could see like, well, maybe the teeth, so we can have that, or maybe I'll make like this whole area like darker, and then the eyes will be light. So you kind of have to plan out which ones you're going to do. And whatever you carve out is going to be like the relief. So you're carving out the relief. Whatever you leave in will print black. So for example, for like the dog here, where I left the dog not carved and it's like all black here, that's not as good as a print. There you go. So it's all black there. So if like you're wanting to do something like an eye, like I have in this one, I would probably leave the background of the eye. I would cut that all out, but I would leave like the pupil and stuff there. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna draw either. I kind of, is this gonna fit as a circle? Hey.
I know that it could be painted if I leave a negative space.
It can,
but
yeah,
I'm not sure if I want to do that. That's the thing. So it's a decision between either I want to cut out more or I want to paint afterwards.
That's always the thing too. And I mean, you can always look up images as well. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be crazy and I'm gonna try the words. So I have this idea. I want to make a print that says, turn that frown upside down. You know, when you're sad, you gotta flip it upside down.
That's a lot to
Yeah, I know. We'll see what happens.
That's challenging.
Okay. Yeah, I want to do that, but I want like the words to kind of be like in a circle. This is gonna be really challenging. I want the words to be in a circle, and I want the smiley face in the middle to just be a right side smiley face, but upside down. We're gonna see how it turns out. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of gonna like sketch out, and this is good because we're kind of going from different ways this way. I'm sketching it on paper first to plan it, then I'm going to use trace paper to flip the words, and then use transfer paper to go onto here, and then I'm gonna start carving. So there's the added element. Might be a long workshop. We'll see. What are you doing, Kate?
I think mountains, because I think it will be a little bit easier for me to now.
Now that I'm
my
thinking
head is
too,
not in the
maybe
right
I should.
place a little bit.
Maybe I should also do something easier. Maybe I should go back to the eye. That'll probably be easier. I'll just make a big eye. So I'm gonna just kind of want to sketch it out a little bit first. I might then, once I figure it out on paper, might go just to on here to cut it myself. Oh, and one thing I didn't mention, we have these little boards. These are actually really helpful to hold the linoleum or hold whatever you are carving, so for our case the rubber, in place, and like it latches onto the table. So when you're carving it, you don't have to worry about having your hand around it and then you're carving and you can stab your finger. No stabbing fingers today, Kate, okay?
No.
Okay.
I'll try.
Well, I also brought Sharpies. So if once you have like your drawing planned out, to look at it again and think, what do you want to carve out? Are you just going to carve out all the lines? Sometimes people use Sharpies to kind of color the things that they want to leave or color the things that they want to cut out so they know that they've cut out everything they want. But totally up to whatever you're feeling. I'm going to read you this eye. I don't like how it turned out. We've been drawing eyes a lot at Studio Central. I'm going to take off my rings too because they're far too big to draw with. Yeah, we've been drawing faces a lot at Studio Central. So I'm like, well, drew an eye a couple times recently. I wonder if I can translate what it looks like in sketching to what it looks like in a lino. Little printmaking cut. Kate, I like your mountains.
Yeah, it took a while for me to decide. I was thinking, and lately, if I start thinking about something, it just leaves.
Yeah.
It just says, don't think.
No, don't think. That's fair.
And I went through all my photographs, I went through several books. I just did not find anything that would click. And the rose, I would think it would be too, I don't know, too standard maybe.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's
Kinda.
totally fine.
Yeah, so I'll try. And also I wanted to try a liner cut of a different style, so we'll see how to figure things out here.
Yeah, and this is the thing, is like I drew this eye clearly not understanding how eyelids worked. So now I have a little bit of a better understanding, but not fully. And I don't really know what it's going to turn out to be, but I'm just kind of like eyeballing it first. And then we'll go from there. I think it always looks like a Muppet eye to me. Maybe I'll do some eyelashes. Yeah, like the ones in the end, I guess, will be bigger. And I guess the eyelid has to, like, it's a hole, it has to close on the side.
And I will have more time today, but if I realized that today we have less people than we expected.
We
so
do.
It might not happen that I have time to finish anything today. So I'm trying my best to finish it until we're stop recording.
Yeah.
I don't know if this happens.
Oh yeah, well the thing is too, is I have a trick up my sleeve. If we don't finish our designs, the most important thing is to not rush. Because if you rush, you'll either slip and hurt yourself, and we don't want that, or you won't be happy with how it looks in the end. So my favorite thing to do is just like take your time with it. If you feel like you need to take a break, do that. Also for the fatigue in your hands too, like you might not want to keep going for that reason. I know my hands always need a break.
Okay, so I got the mountains.
Nice.
And it's the try again. I was not doing that since that time when we made it was printing on fabric.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was a gift to Clara.
Oh, nice.
And we, like all Studio Central participants who joined, were making several prints. And they're to express, well, what health means to you, and it was related related to mental health.
Yeah, well, that's a great idea to do it. Like have multiple people do what mental health means to you in like a medium that's not as translatable as like a painting or something like that. There's always a little bit of extra challenge that goes in.
And also, it's terminology that not everyone accepts because for some people it's called differently, right?
Yes, that is true.
What
as
I
well.
understand, some people would call the processes in a completely different way, and the terminology changes with years. So, whatever is being done there can be really different from what was for them. So I cannot really see any changes so far, but they might.
Yeah, that's true. I'm looking for a pen. See one? Oh,
That's what I have here.
got a pen. I have taken Kate's pen.
Okay, so I will start cutting out from the mountains.
Yeah.
And see how that goes.
Yeah.
That depends, and then
Definitely.
it would be visible.
So some tips on, I'm sure you got your skill on there, but some tips I like to do for cutting is I always make sure that my blade is not going to be in the direction of my fingers or my hands. So I constantly will always flip this and move it around. Another thing I like doing is I like putting pressure in, and sometimes I'll do like a little bit of a wiggle in my straight lines, just so I can like make sure I have like it slower. Obviously not too much of a wiggle that you're gonna see the reactions of that or the reflections of your wiggles as you're doing your work. And you'll probably want to make sure that you get a bit deep in there, but you don't need to go too deep, I don't think.
I will show you just in a second.
Yeah,
what
how much
I
you
got
have.
here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we can say if it's deep enough. So here's the depth. Is it good enough?
I see so.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. There, and then if we have the eyeballs, probably gonna go here.
So the tool can be held differently, and for me, it just physical touch feel rather than thinking too much about it.
Yeah.
So I just go with whatever I can cut out.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not that experienced with liner cuts, so whatever you see here is.
Oh yeah, and I've never been professionally trained or anything with it. I just do it because it interests me. But yeah, there's no. I have not too much either, too much skill with it, but I do what I can. The only skill I've been doing is just with practice. I think that's important to know the amount that practice can help with folks. It's always weird to do an eye because you like, do I add eyelashes on it? Do I not? I don't know.
I think it's good to add
I
eyelashes.
think so. How big do my eyelashes go though? As you can see, I'm just like
Abby style?
sketching. Yeah, that's. What does Abby's eyelashes look like? Abby style eyelashes.
Oh, we do not have the painting right here with eyelashes. We have the other piece, but we do not have any of these drawings that are, not drawings, painting with portraits.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit
We did, yeah, you know.
sleepy.
We are, that's fine.
And it just because of that kumihimo I was trying to finish.
Oh, you did a kumihimo late at night?
Mhm.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I had to finish it because
Why are you working so late on art there, Kate?
I'm preparing for the show.
You have a show? What? Where is your show? Tell us more.
2 weeks since now.
2 weeks from now. Okay, wow. And where will it be?
It would be Artbeat Studio on 62 Albert Street.
Oh.
And
Well, that's
it was
exciting.
the decision made yesterday.
Oh. It's a very spontaneous show.
So I barely had any pieces to display, so I need to make enough for the First Fridays event. So this would be a First Fridays, which is a great outing you can plan for Fridays any first
Yeah.
Friday in the exchange.
Definitely.
Also on Facebook there is First Fridays in the exchange. Is it a group?
I think it's a group.
Or a
Yeah.
page? It's a page.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you can find the maps.
Yeah,
So-
other shows that are around the area. There's a lot of artists.
usually more than one show going on, and you can check on what is open, what's not, and the times. And that if you even go without a map, you will be provided with one in some.
Oh, you one of the
Places?
places you'll find it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm just trying this out because I never did a liner cut with detail like this.
Oh, great.
Because my liner cut was basically a block print,
Yeah.
so it was a shape that I cut out, added
Yeah.
eyes, and
And I find a lot of people do, like, a lot of people will do
Actually.
lino cut like that. Like, they'll just, or like a printmaking, they'll do a simple cutout of something. Like, for this, I could just cut out everything I've drawn and have it kind of just as a square. But I want to challenge myself to, like, figure out how I can, like, show hair. Because I'm clearly went from a whole eye to a whole fraction of a face. I don't know. Maybe I'll turn this into a larger drawing and I'll continue doing the face on more images. And then I'll like, oh yeah, and then I'll roll them in different colors. So when you actually like see it all together, it'll be like almost a patchwork. Oh, started a whole project. Great.
I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just
Nice.
I did the artwork where I could just do nothing at
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah, that's important.
I'm just cutting out something, and I'm not focusing too much, and it depends on your mood.
Mm-hmm.
And my mood was like, I'm not there.
Yeah.
So I need to be here a little bit more.
Well,
but
that's
I don't
good for
want to.
things that are like this, where it's meditative and you can kind of just like stare at something and work, but not have to think too hard about what color am I going to use next, or will this line look okay? Because that's one of the tricks that if you cut the wrong thing, you have to adapt. And how is your drawing going to adapt from it after? So I don't know if I'm going to make the person cry. I always put like tears on things, so we'll see. So I have my drawing right in there. Oh, we have a question.
Wow!
Yeah, the question is from someone named Win. Win. Okay, hi Win. Nice to meet you. They have a question, and she's asking, "What is your show called, Kate?"
I'm still deciding about the name because it could be spontaneity or
Yeah.
do everything in 1 week, but it could be. No, I have some pieces that I prepared, and also there is a piece that I gifted, and the owner of this painting was very kind and offered me to display this painting as well, and it would have a mark not for sale because it
Yeah.
belongs to someone already.
That's awesome.
But this painting is right here in the store, so I will.
Well,
pass
either they can get a
this.
sneak peek or they can come to the show. Friday, February 3rd. Come on down. We've just turned this into an impromptu advertisement for your show. I like it.
I need to come up with the title, and I will be thinking about that because
I like something along the lines of like spontaneity or spontaneous combustion. I don't know.
Well-
Something to do with mental health and being spontaneous, and you're like, I can't believe I'm doing this in such short notice. Here it is.
Yeah, I got the hint that I need to make artworks and keep them at home if something like that comes up.
Yeah, that's like, oh no. We might need to pause our live stream. There might be a fire alarm going on. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I wonder. I might just. I don't know if I can mute us. I'm gonna pause our stream right now. If I can. Nope. Oh God. Hi everyone. Flip it around. All right. I'm gonna do a little pause. We'll come back once the alarm has finished, so you don't have to listen to the honking. See you all soon.